All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about some breaking news that is wild. Terence Crawford has been spotted in Omaha, Nebraska, working with a certain Iron Mike Tyson, preparing for the Errol Spence Jr. fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, man, this is absolutely wild stuff. Out in Omaha, Nebraska, there has been a Mike Tyson sighting at the gym of Terence Crawford. Word is that that Terence Crawford and Mike Tyson is working with Mike Tyson to prepare for the Errol Spence Jr. fight. Now, before I get into that and what it means to me, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter to the channel, thank you so much for your support. It really is what keeps the channel moving and grooving. Very, very important. Thank you guys for your support in the live streams that we do and in the videos we do. And also, we're doing a lot of YouTube shorts. So make sure you keep your eye out for the shorts that we're creating on on the short shelf that you'll see if you go to actually go to the homepage for Non-International Boxing homepage. All right, so this is the word on the street. Got it from a subscriber in Omaha, Nebraska, who is been at the gym, around the gym with Terence Crawford, and says that Mike Tyson is down in Nebraska, in Omaha, Nebraska, in the gym with Terence Crawford, giving Terence Crawford pointers on how to fight Errol Spence Jr. So I guess that is, in a way, that is good news. He's out there training for Errol Spence Jr. And if he's looking for something from Mike Tyson, clearly with Mike Tyson, what he's looking at is how to improve his inside fighting, because you know full well that Errol Spence Jr. is most definitely going to be bringing the funk and trying his absolute best to stay on top of him. So maybe he figures that Mike Tyson can give him some pointers on how to get his inside game all the way up to snuff, get some pointers on some things that he can do that may cause Errol Spence more trouble on the inside. Because as a fighter, a heavyweight fighter, I don't really know too many people that fought on the inside better than Mike Tyson. Very, very adept at getting around a jab, getting on the inside against bigger men, and really counterpunching very, very well on the inside as a shorter, kind of stocky guy. But this does at the same time tell you, man, look, dude, when Mike Tyson just the other day said that he thought Terence Crawford could win, and you hear Tim Bradley talk about how Terence Crawford is going to win, and a lot of these guys that have been around Terence Crawford for a long time, dude, these guys I don't care. This proves that somebody got a horse in the race when they say these type of things. Because if you actually look at the fight and you see how these guys are fighting, dude, you know full well that Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford is a very, very close fight. It's a very, very good fight. But people that keep saying of the Hall of Fame level fighters and the big name fighters, that are, a lot of these guys are people that are friends with Terence Crawford. And for example, James Toney when James Toney says Terence Crawford, James Toney is literally at the Hall of Fame with Terence Crawford. You have clearly Tim Bradley is a friend of Terence Crawford's. You have Roy Jones Jr., who by his own admission says that because he covered all of Terence Crawford's fights, he's much more familiar with and knows Terence Crawford better. And now you got Mike Tyson not only saying that Terence Crawford will beat Errol Spence Jr., but also in the gym with Terence Crawford, giving Terence Crawford pointers. Now, I am not, however, going to brush that off as if that doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to call Mike Tyson a hater for all that. There's also, maybe a chance that, Mike Tyson is going to get Terence Crawford on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, but I guarantee you this. Hot boxing with Mike Tyson is not filmed in Omaha, Nebraska. So that ain't the reason why he's in that gym. They're in that gym so they can figure out a game plan for Errol Spence Jr. And that is something that they are most definitely going to have to do, because Errol Spence Jr. is not some easy mark that Terence Crawford is just going to be able to walk into the ring with and say, okay, let me wait for him to make a mistake and then I'm going to capitalize on it. Because if he does that, he'll be maybe waiting 6, 7, 8 rounds for that to happen and will be down on the cards. And then it would be necessary for him to get overly aggressive with Errol. And Errol most definitely then, especially if he is able to be wearing on your body and doing that damage to you on your body during all of those rounds, when you get to 10, 11, 12, that you may not have enough left in the tank to land a big shot against Errol, enough that hurts. Because, you know, I know there's a lot of people that think certain fighters are superhuman, whether that is Floyd Mayweather Jr., whether it's Andre Ward, Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people think there's a lot of, with their fan bases, think people are invincible. But if you are taking, 70, 80 shots in a round over about 7 or 8 rounds, last time I checked, 7 times 7 is 49. And that, my friends, is 490 shots that you could be taking over the course of that time. No, or 44, excuse me. My math was terrible. 7 times 7 is 44. That's 440 punches that you can take during that particular, in that time frame, right? So that's funny. Last time I checked, it was 7 times 7, I do believe, is 44. Anyway, you get my point. That's a lot of punishment that you can take during that period of time, and Terence is not going to be able to avoid that. One of the things that Floyd Mayweather Jr., who still has not said who he thought was going to win the fight, has said is like, look, and he said this to Devin Haney when he was talking to Devin Haney about when he said it. Oh, and by the way, it is 49. Sorry about that. I don't know why my mind is flipping on that number. Anyway, that is 490 shots. That's a lot of wear and tear. And at the end of the day, if he is not able to handle that, all of that pressure and all that stuff coming at him, like Floyd Mayweather Jr. had said about Devin Haney, like, look, at a certain point in time, you know full well that there's guys that are going to close the distance on you. You're going to have to fight him no matter what. You're going to have to sit down there and fight. So, some hands-on advice from a guy like Mike Tyson and his inside fighting may very, very well help. Also, Terence Crawford is somebody that has specialty coaches for different phases of his game. He's already got 3 individual coaches and has had 3 individual coaches that worked on different things with him. Mike Tyson, I suspect, is there to work on the inside with him. So anyway, man, that's just really interesting stuff. And again, forgive y'all for my brain fart about 7 times 7 basic elementary school multiplication. I tell everybody all the time I stink at math. But anyway, if Terence Crawford is not able to fight and is not able to push Errol Spence back, and Errol is able to put all that punish on him, that is a lot of stuff stacking up on him. And what he wants to do at the end of the fight, if that is trying to catch him, may very, very well not be there for him, because he's just going to be too tired and too beat up to really exert a lot of energy, and Errol Spence Jr. will be like a train continuing to run. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comments section, and with that, I'm out. Peace.